Awesome. So this is Hollow Knight. I'm going to go ahead and start the game. The timer actually won't start until the screen fades away from black here after the starting cutscene, so I'll let you guys know. So right away here, time can start right now. We're going to have 2 glitches right there. The first one, I just pause the game right away at the start, and that gives me control of the character when I'm not supposed to have it. And then followed up immediately there by an inventory drop, which increases the speed of my character when I'm falling with gravity. Normally when you open your inventory, the game completely freezes your character, but if you do this while you're in the air, the game doesn't think to cap your speed, and so you can fall at increasing speed. So up here is another glitch. This is a super slide, and this is a frame-perfect trick. If I don't get it, it's okay, but it's really impressive. Nope, not there. So I have a backup mosquito down here I'm going to try and get this with. But what this does is when you kill an enemy in this game, it resets the time scale of the game. And pausing also does the same thing. There we go. Okay, we're good for the rest of the run. That's the only one I was worried about, so. We'll rechange our settings here to make gameplay a little more smooth. But yeah, that's a frame-perfect trick where if you kill an enemy, the time scale is reset. And pausing the game obviously sets the time scale of the game to 0%. If you do those things on the exact same frame as each other, your character, for whatever reason, is given 10 times the knockback speed that you get. And you can just fly across like that. So it's used a couple times in the run. That's the only one that's somewhat required. It skips that floor crumbling animation if you've ever played this game before at the opening part there. So now we're going to go visit our buddy Cornifer, and I'm already short on Geo. I think I missed some back here. Yeah, I did. So the map is the most broken item in the game. This will allow us to perform storage, and storage is just kind of a general name we have for all the glitches in the game, and essentially what it is animation canceling. And so right here we just cancel the animation of landing, and now with storage we're able to buy the map while also walking, and we can just go through the load zone there a lot sooner than intended. And so throughout the run I'm going to be canceling a lot of different animations, which will give varying effects. I missed that there. Most notably, we'll be canceling the fireball animation that we'll be getting here at the start. So the beginning of the run is very similar to an NMG run. Obviously, we don't have a lot of abilities yet. As we progress further throughout the game, the run will get a little bit more flashy, and we'll have a lot more glitches. So to kind of go over the different categories that this run has, or that this game has, this is any % no storage out of bounds. And what that means is it just bans a specific glitch called storage out of bounds, which allows the player to get out of bounds at essentially any transition they want. And that's banned in this category. All other glitches are allowed, including going out of bounds, just not with that method of going out of bounds. And then the run that was run by Oro last year at SGDQ, that was a no major glitches run. It was called Glitchless at the time, but we did change the name of that a couple months later. So this will be a little bit different from that run coming up shortly here. So right up here is the first boss of the game. This is the False Knight. And we won't be seeing him for very long. There's actually a dev-intended skip here after you beat his first phase. And that's it. Good fight. So anybody can perform that. He just breaks open the wall. Thanks, I guess. So up here, this will be a little interesting. There's a combination of a couple glitches that's going to happen when we interact with this shaman here. The first is called interaction storage. That's going to let us get out of her talking animation here. So normally we're supposed to be locked in place. And then if I inventory drop into this, I maintain control of my character. And we're just going to leave. And so now, since this incentive was met, we're going to stay invisible all the way through the Hornet fight. And the only things that can cancel this are falling into acid, which there's a lot of in Green Path. And the other one would be saving and quitting, and we're obviously not going to do that. So. And that Balder's dead. Normally that guy takes 4 shots, but why kill him with 4 when you can kill him with 1? And this is our first instance of a float glitch in the run. Unfortunately, you couldn't really see me perform it because I'm invisible. But you'll get to see it a lot more throughout the run. So this is Green Path, one of the prettier areas of the game. This game is absolutely gorgeous all the way throughout. With amazing music and visuals and everything. So if you haven't picked it up yourself, I would highly recommend you do. It's a steal for like $10 on sale all the time. Fantastic game that everyone really should play. So normally your path through Green Path is meant to go down in this room. Again, just did another float glitch there, but going to say hi to our friend Hornet. All right, and that's the last acid that we're really worried about. So now we'll should be able to fight Hornet invisible, which, well, I guess I shouldn't jinx myself here too soon. So this is another method of float here called persistent float. And if I can get up here, there we go. And this float allows you to have entirely 0 gravity. I'll probably go over it a little bit more later once you can actually see my character. Jeez. But essentially what we're doing is, like I was mentioning earlier with storage, you cancel the fireball animation, and the game gives you the physics of that part of the animation that you're canceling. And you will retain those physics, well, for P-float anyway, until you cancel it with another spell. And by using another spell, you're just allowing that animation to finish. And then it gives you the physics of the end of that animation. So we're taking a shortcut here. No reason to go up and around when you don't have to. And so here's our friend Hornet. Got an interaction storage there on the start of the cutscene. Okay, and that's done. So you got to see there a pretty key boss mechanic throughout the run. Bosses have sort of a stagger meter with them. Each boss is slightly different, and some don't have it at all. But if you hit a boss a certain number of times within so many seconds of each hit, then you will stagger the boss. And Hornet's stagger counter is 6 for her first one, and then 5 for every subsequent stagger. So an ideal Hornet fight, you end up actually stun locking her and she can't do anything. So now we're going to be traveling to our first, well, I guess our third ability, wall jump down here. The first section of this run will be entirely just going around and getting abilities we need to beat the game. And then the second half of the run will be going around and defeating Dreamers to open access to the final boss. So we're kind of going out and searching for these different items here. So here I just got interaction, or not interaction, well, I just lost it, so that's good. But if you cancel that animation, it's the same thing I did at Cornifer when I bought the map. But it allows you to fall quickly the exact same way that inventory dropping allows you to. So there's not a whole lot going on right now except for traveling to Mantis Village. So if you have a couple donations, probably got 30 seconds or so.
We have $10 from Cintiq. Thank you so much for running Hollow Knight, one of the best Metroidvanias ever made. I can't wait to see how much the game breaks. Good luck to the runner. We have $150 from Wizo127. From everyone out over here in the Hollow Knight Discord, good luck on your run, Mickely. Here's $150 to your choice of incentives. I'll donate an additional $5 for every hit of damage taken in your run. Also an additional $25 if the announcer pronounces my name correctly. I probably didn't do that. We also have an anonymous $500 donation.
So you saw me perform an instance of P-Float there during one of the donations. This is a Mantis Pogo here. These guys are really finicky. There we go. That just skips like 10 seconds of walking around. But the P-Float that I did, I interrupted my fireball animation there, and then I turned around to fire that fireball, and then immediately walked through a transition. And walking through a transition unlocks your jump height cap. For whatever reason, you're given a jump height cap when you get normal float. But going through a transition or getting damaged after you've turned around will give you persistent float. And you'll see some more useful uses for that later. So now we're heading down to get Dash Master. One side effect of persistent float, since you have zero gravity, you don't fall. And so Dash Master here, besides the effect of being able to dash more often, will also allow us to dash downward. And that will help to control our P-Float a little bit more, especially later in the run. Otherwise, you can only lose height by hitting a sloped ceiling. And those don't exist in some spots. So now we're going to go and get our last charm of the game, Shaman Stone. Charms in this game are basically your character's loadout. They each have varying effects on your character. Dash Master, like I said, will, you can see I'm dashing more often, increasing my effective speed throughout the entire run. Shaman Stone, on the other hand, increases your spell damage, which spells are our primary method of damage in this run, so very useful throughout the rest of the run. And those are the only two charms we're going to be getting throughout the game, so if you want to see more, you'll have to play yourself, I suppose. Okay, so coming up here at Salubra, besides giving us a nice little giggle, use interaction storage here to get out of her text, and then we do P-Float there and turn around and leave the load zone, so we can get out of her shop a little sooner and go right up here through the transition. And so right after that here we have an airwalk, and this just tricks the game into thinking we're on the ground, allowing us to dash continuously. Tried for another super slide there, but couldn't quite get it. So this makes it a little faster to get across Blue Lake rather than just swimming. So coming up here is a pretty important bit of lore. This will describe to us who the Dreamers are, what their purpose is, that kind of thing. So we're going to ignore that, and you can go ahead with some donations.
We have $5 from DeRespirator. Good luck on your run, Mick. Remember about the HK racing game that you promised me to play? We have $35 from Cobalt, please. I'm so glad to be able to donate to support such a wonderful cause and a friend of a friend. Good luck, Mickely.
Thanks, guys.
We have $10 from Red Lupine 84. Hollow Knight was an amazing surprise this past year. I'm happy to see tear through it so fast and skillfully. We have an anonymous $100 donation. I didn't need it, so might as well help people in need instead.
So here's another instance of airwalk again, to just get up to the platforms a little sooner and then try and play catch up here with the seer. You saw me kind of staying back to the left there for a little bit longer than you would think I would. You'd think, hey, you can get up there, why not head all the way to the right? But there is a trigger tied to the seer moving away from that initial platform. I'll try and get this one here too. Ah, a little short. So you can take control of your character by pressing start there, and can actually get out of the room before you're supposed to wake up, but couldn't quite get it there. So one other thing that I haven't mentioned, you probably noticed during that last cutscene that everything was not in English. I do not, in fact, know how to speak Chinese, but that is the fastest language to run this category in. It ends up being probably not that much different in this category. No major glitches. It's about 20 seconds faster to run in Chinese. There's just fewer text boxes and they scroll faster. In this category, we don't talk to the relic seller or the relic buyer Lem, so it ends up being slightly less of a time save, but still a free one, so why not? Gonna take a safety bench over here in case I fail this next trick coming up. So coming up next is probably one of the scarier parts of the run from a glitch perspective. There's a couple instances where you could get soft locked into the floor. It'll lose maybe a minute or so to get back, hence why I took the safety bench. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to combine two glitches together, the first one being P-float, again, right here. So we cancel our fireball, turn around, and we have the glitch there. And then we're going to get a glitch here called elevator glitch. If I could land on top of it. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. You can see my character kind of bouncing there. Oh, please, no. All right, well, we're going to go do this again. So you'll get to see it again. So I ended up being at just the perfect height there where I couldn't wall jump and refresh my dash, and I didn't have another dash to dash downward, and we got stuck. So that's one of the very many soft locks that can happen in this glitched run where you're just at the perfectly wrong height and can't do anything about it. So what's happening with this glitch is when I hit myself on top of the elevator like that on the spikes, it tricks the game into thinking that I'm still on the elevator. That's why you could see my character kind of bouncing around. I still need a little bit of soul here. And so when we knock the elevator up with P-float on, we use that momentum with a little bit of lag from opening the inventory to clip us through both floors, and then we can skip fighting this giant husk sentry that's up there. Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen right there. There we go. So then right after we do that one in the run, we've got this glitch here called the Overcharm glitch. You can see I'm kind of moving around now when I probably shouldn't be. Normally, you're supposed to equip your charms when you're sitting on a bench, but by getting fireball storage there and then sitting on the bench, we get something called bench storage, which allows us to equip charms and do all that sort of stuff away from the bench. Unfortunately, though, if you open your inventory away from the bench after that, it will soft lock you in place. So that's why I went back to the bench and sat back down on it to fix that state. Also, what I did there was I overcharmed, and in this game, if you have, if you're trying to equip too many charms onto too few notches, you can go into an overcharmed state, which you can have the charms equipped then, but you also receive double damage. But with the overcharm glitch, what we do is we refund that overcharmed state while also keeping the charms equipped. So it's very useful, especially since I'm only going to need 2 charms throughout the run. Now I can just have both equipped for no penalty. And then right here we get our second instance of elevator glitch. Get P-float again. Get damaged by the elevator. That also uncaps our jump height. And now we're going to go get an ability way too early. And so now we're getting the Shade Soul. And this is just an upgrade to our Fireball attack, which doubles our damage. And I'm really glad that that actually worked. So now, we get to go and fight the Watcher Knights. We're finished collecting all the items we need. Now we just need to go and unlock the final boss. And that's it. One thing also a lot of casual players may not have noticed about this area, there is actually a secret door up here. By knocking down that chandelier, you kill one of the Watcher Knights early, and so you only have to fight 5 of them instead of 6. Well, they're trolling me right off the start. These guys have a lot of RNG with their movement and their abilities. They do only have 3 attacks, but they can choose to do whichever one they want at any time. And I want them to do their nail swinging animation because it's the most friendly for attacking them back. Those 2 just stacked up perfectly for me. That's ideal. And this is also a glitch that can happen with it. This is similar to why super sliding works. You get 2 timescale resetting events happening right on top of each other. Fortunately, we can just pause and cancel that, but it's kind of funny to look at.
We have $7.60 from Yeshepti. Hey Mick, we're all rooting for you. Can you do your best Elderbug impression?
Oh. You can keep reading donations, by the way. This is just some more lore stuff that we don't really care about. So,
all right. We have $10 from Hyphen. Proud of you, Mickely. Never forget your days from Team Soul Train. And thanks to everyone at AGDQ for putting on a great show for an amazing cause. We have $10 from Edward Malice. I've never seen Hollow Knight before, and this art style is mesmerizing. Great run. We have $20 from Sir Damos. Gotta donate during Hollow Knight. Best game of 2017. We have $50 from Fireborn. Good luck on your no out-of-bounds storage run, Mick. Best of luck from the Hollow Knight Discord. Also, Hornet isn't so hard? Are you kidding me?
Nice rearranging there, Fire. I appreciate that.
We have $15 from Dragon of Lord. I love Hollow Knight, so I just had to donate during this run. We have an anonymous $5.60 donation. Hey Mick, good luck with the run. I am so happy to have gotten to know all the good speedrunners and also Ushebti these last 6 months.
Rip Ushebti.
P.S. Kill the bugs. We have $20 from Lobster Stew. Love Hollow Knight. Pouring one out from Mila the Miner. Donation goes towards Donkey Kong Country Reverse Boss Order Run. We have $50 from Queen Kiwi Bird 250. Love Hollow Knight. It's a beautiful game, so I had to donate. Keep doing the amazing work, AGDQ. We have $5 from Great Man. Wanted to say kudos to the runner for doing a great job explaining the run all by himself while still performing well. Thanks for your hard work.
Probably time for like 2 more.
We have $150 from Rayken5150. What's up, guys? This donation's for my children Rebecca, Skylar, Ryan, and Hunter. I enjoy watching this every time it comes on. What a great cause. We have $20 from Shadowfire. Had to donate during one of the most gorgeous games in existence. Best of luck to Mickely and all the runners. Glad to do my part for such a great cause.
So you saw me go back there and hit that little sign at the bottom of the well. I'm hoping that we get a chance to see our friend the Menderbug here at the end. He has a very small chance. Oh, I messed that up there. He has a very small chance of showing up, and I think he's only showing up in maybe 5 of my runs. He actually did bless one of my practice runs earlier today, which is very rare, and I'm hoping we get to see him again here. So there I just did a float glitch again, one that allowed me to lose height gradually. You also saw me dashing downwards to try and reduce my height a little bit more quickly. But since it wasn't a persistent float glitch, I didn't lose all of my height at once. I only went down so far, and then I had to dash down again. Just another side effect of the different kinds of float that are in this game. So I'm going to take the safety bench here. We're about to visit our friend Umu, who is definitely not our friend. He's killed many a run. If done correctly, you can kite him into the perfect positions where he'll sit in the middle platform for the first phase, and then... Well, we didn't soft lock here, unfortunately. Yeah, nice one. All right, so I'm going to try and kite him during both phases of his fight here. Hopefully he only gives me 3 attacks here at the start, and then 2 attacks on the second phase. All right, that looks good right there. So Umu has like a phase timer with his attacks. If you exhaust that by allowing him to travel far enough, he will do 1 fewer attack during each phase. So here we're going to try and get 2 attacks instead of 3. He's too far away. And hopefully this should kill him. And that's Umu. So here's another another use of persistent float. Normally, you're not supposed to be able to do any of this, obviously. You would need one of two abilities to beat this area, either Super Dash or Eastman's Tier, and I don't have either of those, so we have to get a little bit creative in order to skip both of those abilities. And I just performed another inventory storage there to get out of Quarrel's text. And that allows us to just dream nail the Dreamer here a little bit early. So another reason why we get persistent float here, and I have to carry it all the way through this Dreamer kill, is we have to do the exact same thing, escaping the archives, since we don't have Super Dash or Eastman's Tier. And so persistent float is needed for that. And this next section is probably the worst segment of the run in terms of run safety. There's so much in Deep Nest that can kill you. So we're going to go visit our last Dreamer, Hera, and go through a couple dark rooms, which will be nice and fun. If you're afraid of spiders, don't worry, you won't be seeing any of them, because it's dark. If you're scared of the dark, though, I don't have any recommendations. So I'm going to grab that safety bench. Normally we wouldn't get that in a run, but if I die in Deep Nest, I would be soft locked, so that's no fun. So we'll grab that little safety bench and waste 5 seconds to get it. So normally to get into this segment here in Queen's Garden, you're supposed to have Eastman's Tier to swim under this, but you know, float is our friend. We don't need Eastman's Tier for that. There is also an NMG skip to get in there called the QGA, or the Queen's Garden Acid Skip. And what they do is they cling onto the little tiny wall down there and super dash across. It's a very precise trick. But since we have float already, it's not really slower to do the float method across. And I don't have super dash, so it's another part of it. So right after this arena, there's actually there's like a little jumping, I don't know if you want to call it puzzle. So I'm going to fall into the spikes here on purpose, and that's going to respawn me down below, just skipping that entire jumping segment. And the reason that happens is it catches the hazard respawn hitbox, so to say, extends just a little bit too far up in that one spot. And so we can trigger that and then get hazard respawn by the spikes, and we don't have to do that entire platforming section. So this is Deep Nest. If I can get past this, we'll be golden. One more room to go. All right, we're good. So I got P-float at the very end of the Deep Nest segment there, and that allows us to do this. That is actually an intended shortcut that hardly anyone ever finds, and normally you need a couple other abilities to get up there, but, you know, float is our friend, so we're good. Just jump up there, no big deal. And here's our final Dreamer. So we probably got time, a minute or two for donations. Maybe not 2 minutes, but
whatever time it takes. We have a $5 anonymous donation Hey guys, I bought Hollow Knight earlier this year and still haven't played it yet, so please do me a favor and skip as much as possible so I don't get spoiled. Thanks.
You're good. There's like 30 bosses. We're only seeing 5.
All right, then. We have $10 from Kopf Kaput. Love Hollow Knight. Thanks to the devs and thanks to the runner. We have $10 from Fliggas. Couldn't help but donate during this wonderful game. Shout out to the Hollow Knight Discord. We have $20 from Shurian. Hollow Knight is my favorite game of 2017 by far, and Team Cherry did an amazing job with it. So I want to put my first ever donation towards it, especially after seeing Mickely demolish Hornet in that first fight that I've struggled an eternity in my first playthrough. $20 goes towards Runner's Choice. We have $20 from Siege. Hey guys, loving this Hollow Knight run. Hollow Knight was my favorite game to come out in 2017 and the first game I learned to speedrun. I also see the Fire Emblem Heroes voting gauntlet has leaked into GDQ, so let's put $20 towards the Erica route to Sacred Stones. In Sacred Stones.
Alright, so we have one more glitch coming up here. And then after that, it's just destroying Hollow Knight in the final fight. So I've been just collecting a little bit more soul here towards the end. And what we're going to do is we're going to get focus storage to get us the most base version of storage. So we can move around with the map open here. We're just going to walk right through that closed door. Well, it doesn't help to shoot the fireball the wrong way. What I'm trying to do when he does that, right there, trying to get a double hit on him when he dashes across. That's the ideal attack to get here. And that's the worst attack to get. He's not playing nice. Take one more heal just for safety. And we got storage right on his final screen there too. And that's Hollow Knight. So time will be coming up here. Time happens as soon as the screen fades to black. Time. So yeah, thanks for having me. If you're interested in running Hollow Knight, you can always join the Hollow Knight Discord. Check us out on speedruns.com. There's always people around willing to help you out, answer questions at any time of the day. So, thanks.